Hello everyone, my name is Sakshi Chanmal. Today we are going to discuss on the topic measures of spread that is used in the data analysis, which helps us to find out the how much the data is spread out in the data set. So let's go. Introduction measures of spread. When we analyze the data, we don't just look at the average. We also need to know how spread out the data is. That's where measure of spread, it is also called the measure of dispersion. This includes the range, quartiles, standard deviation, and variance. Each of these gives us insight of the variability or consistency of the data. So in this we are going to see one by one. The first one we are going to see the range. The range is the simplest measure of spread. It's calculated by subtracting the minimum value from the maximum value in a dataset. For example, if the smallest value is 10 and the largest is 100, the range is 90. The range formula is range is equal to maximum value minus minimum value. So we are going to see next one is the variance. Variance is the variance is tells us in a rough way how spread out the numbers are by averaging the squares of the difference from the mean. It might not make such a sense alone, but it's important because we use it to calculate the standard deviation, which is the square root of the variance. The most important reason the variance exists is to give you a way to find the standard deviation, because the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. So we are using this formula, we are going to find out the standard deviation. So next we are going to see the standard deviation. The standard deviation is a bit more technical but super useful. It shows how much the data varies from the average. Imagine a test where the average score is 70. If your score is one standard deviation above that, you did better than about 84% of people. It's a powerful way to compare and interpret the data. So the standard deviation is denoted by the Greek symbol that is the called sigma. Sigma is equal to under root of variance. This is the standard deviation formula. Standard deviation formula. If we are going to see the example about this, then the we are using the one data set that is like 2, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 7, 9. So this data set mean is 5 and the standard deviation is the 2. We are going to see next one is the quartiles. Quartiles is break your data into 4 equal parts. So if you line up your numbers from smallest to largest, the quartiles tells you where 25%, 50% and 75% of the data lie. They are especially helpful for finding the interquartile range, which shows the middle part of the data. So we are going to see the one example to perform this on measures on this data set. First one is the range. Range formula is like this: maximum value minus minimum value. So from this data set, the maximum value is 20 and minimum value is 5. So the subtraction of this data set is 15. And then next we are going to see the variance of this data set. To find out the variance, we need to find out the mean. So mean is the average. So we have to find out like this: 5 plus 10 plus 15 plus 20 divided by the number of elements present in dataset. So here are present the 1, 2, 3, 4. So the sum of these elements are the 1. So we are going to calculate about the sum of these elements using the calculator. Plus 20 is 50 divided by 4. So the 50 divided by 4 is 12.5. So the mean is 12.5. So next we are going to find out the variance. So variance is find the square root difference from the mean. Now our mean is 12.5. So we have to subtract this from our data set like this: 5 minus 12.5 square is 6.25, and then next one is 10 minus 20.5 square is equal to 6.25, and the next one is 15 minus 12.5 square root is equal to 6.25, and the next 20 minus 12.5 square equal to 56.25. So we have find out the variance square from the square different from the mean. Now we are find out. Now next we are going to sum of this all value. So the variance formula is xi minus x bar square upon n. So xi means these values we are taken, and x bar means mean. we are taken and then square root, and we are square root that, and then next we are going to sum of all these values. So the variance is equal to 56.25 plus 6.25 plus 6.25 plus 56.25 divided by number of elements present in dataset. There are the 4. So after uh, after all addition of this sum, these values, we are getting the 125 divided by 4. So the 31.25. This is the actual value of the variance we are getting now, and then we are going to find out the standard deviation through the variance. The standard deviation formula is sigma is equal to under root of square root of the variance. Sigma is equal to square root of the variance. So now we are getting the variance value. What is the value of the variance? We are putting here 31.25 and the value is 5.59. This is the standard deviation of this data set. Now we are going to find out the quantiles. So quantiles are divided into the four parts, four four part, four parts of the data set, and the first quartile is average of 5 and 10. Wait. hmm. First quartile is average of 5 plus 10 divided by number of elements we are taken now. So what is the 15 upon 2? So the 7.5 we are getting, and then we are going to find the quartile 2. Quartile 2 means it is the median of the data set. We are taken the quartile 2 is the median, and the median of this data set are the 10 and 15. So we are taken and find out the average of these two numbers. 25 upon 2 is equal to 12 upon 5. So next we are going to find out the quartile 3, third quartile. In this also we are find out the third quartile, means from the last is equal to, in this there are the average of the 15 and 20. 15 plus 20 we are taking and divided by 2. 15 plus 20 is 35 upon 2 is 17.5. So we are find out the quantile 3. Then next we are going to find out the Find out the inquartile range, that is called the IQR. In this we are subtracting from the quartile 3 from the quartile 1. So what is our quartile 3 value is, now we are getting 17.5 minus quartile first quartile is the 7.5. So the subtracting of these two values we are getting the 10, and this is the quartile answer. So we are performing this all operations on this data set. Then thank you so much.